Hey everyone, it is collage day and I am super excited to be working in the little journal that I had put together myself using those discs. I took a few things out, not many things at all, and I figured, well, let me just start and I'll see where it goes and then I'll just pull more stuff out. So this like orangish, actually I guess it's more like a salmon color, is a Claudine Helmuth acrylic paint. And I sprayed just a little bit of water on it because it was just a little bit too thick as I was, smearing it around with my finger. But once I added the water, I was able to brush it out and it wasn't as thick. So you can even see the little dots from underneath, and I'm showing you this is my journal. And if you would like to see how I embossed the front of it, I will try my hardest to remember to put a link below to that video. So I just got this Liquitex ink. I got gold, bronze, and silver. I ordered it on Etsy from, I don't remember who it was. I have no idea. But I just got it, and this is the first time I'm using it and I'm loving it. So I put some on top of that salmon color and gonna give it a dry. Now I'm gonna hold it up so you can see how beautiful that iridescent gold is. Oh my goodness, beautiful. I decided to pull out just different pieces. As you know, I keep different pieces on my desk, and I had a little group of just different ephemera, that I went through. It's not a lot. I keep just a few pieces on my desk, but I had that floral piece, which was from like a huge poster size print that I cut down into smaller individual pieces. Then this woman that is a Finnabair piece, and now I am actually going to put down this piece of cloth, and so I put extra matte medium down just to make sure that piece of material isn't going to go anywhere. And then I put down this little piece of ephemera from Tim Holtz, and that one was thicker. It was a thicker piece of like paper, so I really had to work at it. You saw me work at it just a little bit, and once it got like pliable because the matte medium made it wet, then it stuck down perfectly. So sometimes when it's something thicker like that, I'll use a heavier gel medium, but in this case it ended up working. So last night, I'm recording this on Saturday, so last night, Friday night, I was on YouTube Live. I was watching Mary, who is the Mariotier, on her YouTube Live, and she was doing these prompts, and one of them was to add a quote in different directions. So I just took a pen and just kind of wrote around the page, and now I have a Stabilo Woody. So these, I'm just putting this black one into water and then drawing it onto the journal page, and with my paintbrush I'm going to smear it around. I really like how that black is just bringing that whole background together, and I'm making sure that I'm going over all of the ephemera and not just around it, and so that makes the whole page more cohesive. I give it a good dry and now I will continue on. Now those woodies are really made for kids, but they're pretty amazing. Because Stabilo, they are just amazing, amazing, amazing things. Now I will add some. This is actually Dina Wakley washi tape. I do enjoy adding washi tape because, well, if you have washi tape, you should use it. And with, the 100 rolls that I have, I don't think I'm going to be running out anytime soon. But I'm just trying to decide, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next, right? So I like what is on there already, but now I'm like, that the orange and that like peachy color in that flower right there, I really, really, really liked. So then I figured, well, let me pull a little bit of orange in. So I pulled out 2 different shades, Posca paint pen, and then just this, it's a packaging. This is, both of these that I'm going to use to make these circles is just packaging from who knows what. I don't even know. But I use these all the time, and I so much enjoy using those circles. So, if you ever get stuck and you don't know what to put on a page, put circles. Circles are awesome. So this lighter color, I want to say lighter color peach, it's very light. I'm just not even doodling. I'm making marks around the page. And again, making sure that I'm, going over all of the ephemera, which also helps to pull the background together. So this is all background, everybody. This is how I build my backgrounds. And give that a good dry, and I do like where it's at right now. But now I need to start pulling, how do I say this? I want to say calm it down a little bit, right? Because there's a lot going on. So I pulled out that same gold iridescent Liquitex ink, and as good as this was, and it did help, it didn't give me the effect that I wanted. It's still too wild. So I go back to this cheap acrylic paint, and I use this all the time for this purpose. I love this paint. I use it on faces when I'm, painting faces. I just love it. But anyway, so I just put a little bit on my finger and I'm blending it around. And I almost always blend, in the 2 directions. I'll go vertical and horizontal. And I'm looking around the page to see, where it needs, a little bit of this paint to lighten it up. So as you're working on your journal pages, whether you're following along with me or doing your own thing, definitely take a second and look at it and just make sure that, that it's looking good, that it's just coming together the way that looks good to you. Now I'm pulling in some ephemera from, this is all Tim Holtz. I got these things at Michael's and they have really come in handy. I use them often. And on the bottom I'm just trying to figure out placement, and I know I want one more flower for down there, and I'm looking I want something with a stem. Sometimes there's just like flowers and they're beautiful, but I needed something with a stem. And then I found another butterfly. So I put the butterfly down. And then I found another flower that I decided to use, and I was happy with that. And I'm just going to move them around until I find a way to put them that looks good to me, and I like that right there. So now I am going to take my heavy gel medium and get all of these pieces onto the page. So it's an Art Basics 3D matte gel. I'm also using my palette knife, and I'm getting a good amount of the gel medium onto the back of all of these pieces because they're quite thick, they're quite heavy. So I want to make sure that they're really going to stick down. And I'll take my paper towel and kind of push down, and it kind of pushes it down so it's going to stay on the page. And I also clean up any excess with that. And then I'm going to do the little butterfly and continue on to the flowers below. But I'm not going to make you watch every single little thing that I glue. And now I've glued down the 2 flowers already, and this is the last one. And I will get that down, making sure I really get that gel medium everywhere. If I don't, the flower is going to stick up off of the page. So I was very, very careful making sure that I got it everywhere. And I keep pulling out new pieces of paper towel because I am getting, a good amount of adhesive onto them. And I'm really happy with that. I give it a good dry, and I'm going to now outline. So I'm going to, I have my coffee. I'm showing you my coffee. I have my coffee. And now I have my Pitt pen in dark sepia. And I put it around the different images and then blend it with my finger. Now this is a smaller, like a more narrow Pitt pen. I do have the bigger Pitt pens as well, but you can see I love this effect. I love this technique. I think it really helps these focal pieces to really become even more of a focus of the page, and I like that very much. Now I actually kept in all of this footage on me going through this process with the flowers. And one thing I want you to notice as you're watching this, the bottom of the page became darker and darker to me, right? Because I'm putting brown on there, I'm smearing it around. By the time I got done with all of those flowers, the bottom of the page seemed much darker to me than the top portion of the page. So you'll see what I do to help remedy that in a few minutes. But I'll just kind of let you watch this. And at this point, I really do like the page very, very much. I can still see, the very bottom layers that I put down. You can see that salmon color. You can see the gold. You can see the circles in the orange that I did. You can see all of the ephemera. And here I'm just showing you, those are the 2 areas that look very, very light in color to me. So I know I have to put something there. So my favorite words are right here. These are the Tim Holtz, and I'm going to show you. See the word curiosity? I love how wide it is. See, but I like the length of this one that says love this life. So curiosity, I'm going to put them right next to each other. The curiosity is just a little too long, right? But I like how wide it is. So I found this word wander, and I thought that it was absolutely perfect. So I'll use the same gel medium to get that down, and I let it dry, and then I come back. And it didn't take long. I don't know if it took an hour. But once it was down and not moving anymore, I came back with the wider dark sepia Pitt pen, and I blended that in as well. So because like right now it doesn't look right, because it's, I don't know, it's just too white. But in the photos that are coming up, like in a second here, you're going to see how I put the Pitt pen around the word wander. And here we go. See that? It really looks good. It really brought the whole page together. And really notice how you can see everything. You can see the words that I wrote. You can see the washi tape. You can see every single layer on here. So if you like this video, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button.